Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bullseye Banter podcast. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, I've actually got a camera if you're watching this on YouTube this week. I'm no hidden behind a wall. My name is Rockin' Robbie Collins. Joining me today are my two fantastic hockey hosts. I have got ice cold Owen Cochrane on. How you doing?
Not bad, how we doing?
Aye, not bad, thank you. We've also got Ruthless Reagan Stevenson. Reagan, how you doing?
I'm not bad, Robbie. It's great to see you this week.
I
The, the,
know.
the- it's nice to see you, and hopefully the viewers will get used to that face from me for a long time because we're going to be about talking a lot about darts as well, so that'll be good.
Exactly. You get to see my nice handsome face for a change. But you join us after the week of absolutely terrible predictions, lads. We predicted that it was going to be an all Welsh final. We predicted all Welsh winners. And our predictions, that didn't really go to plan. Look, Littlers won. I said they wasn't even going to make the top four, so that was good. But Reagan, come to you first. Let's talk about the night in Billing in the Premier League. It was a decent night of darts. Obviously, the sort of main shocker was the fact of the first match on Josh Rock beating Johnny Clayton 6-3. And then for that point, it was a pretty good night.
Aye, that was a massive shock. I mean, I was texting you guys during it, and I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going to actually get this so wrong here. It's not often I get a prediction wrong, is it, Robbie? But I mean, the problem for me was I thought Josh Rock started very well, but fair play to him because he's actually done very bad this tournament, but he started to grow in last week and show as if he could really do something. But I I was totally impressed with Josh Rock in the first match. Don't think it was what I expected, but probably the standout moments was uh, the two big fish finishes last week.
Aye, that was that was something special for a little bit. Oh, and aye, Josh Rock finally picked up his first Premier League win. It was against Johnny Clayton, who me and you both predicted to win the night. So that was a great prediction for us. But aye, Josh Rock finally after that start that we spoke about last week, he hadn't really hugged it.
I didn't pick Johnny playing. Wasn't there? Nah, actually, I was when Joshua had the win in double. I was really happy for him because he deserved to win. He deserved to win more of the games anyway. I thought he was very good. Literally started off at 180, and I literally said that's where's that been for the whole 7-8 weeks. Generally, hits a 180, start the leg off, and further deserved to win. I thought the average was much higher than I expected, but when it shows you the average, it was only 89. I generally thought it was about 90 odds. Josh Rock's average, but nah, actually, he deserved to win that game. He was playing well, and just hope he can kick on a wee bit and get more points on the board.
I hope so. Regan, I think Josh is obviously we spoke about it last week, sort of more in depth, but I think Josh is a good player. You've seen his quality against Clayton. Clayton never really got gone, to be honest with you, in the match at all.
No, he didn't, Robbie. And I think that's testament to Josh Rock because I think his scoring was on point, and obviously his finishing's been a big disappointment for weeks because usually his scoring's brilliant and then he can finish because he's so far ahead of the legs. But he done very well last week. But I don't know about you guys, but I still feel as if Johnny Clayton was going to come back.
I think I don't know about you, Owen, but I always had that feeling I maybe could do it. You know, Clayton's got a bit of magic in the Premiership, taking my bias away. But obviously, liking Clayton, I think he always does have that bit of magic that he maybe can spark some sort of comeback.
I was sitting the exact same. Actually, he was starting to get the legs back, and I'm like, oh no, he's going to come back, and it's going to end in heartbreak for Josh Rock, man. But actually, Josh Rock managed to see it. Fully deserved it, obviously. But Johnny Clayton, you never know. He was he like 3 or 4 nothing to Stephen Bunton one week, and he came all the way back and won it.
He was
So
5-0 down.
well, okay then. 5 nothing against whatever, and then they managed to come back, and Johnny Clayton's been very, very good, actually, for the start of this kind of period anyway, for the Premier League in the UK Open. He's been very good, and he's starting to pick wins up again that he wasn't doing for a wee bit. So, but Johnny Clayton, I think he's still in contention for the top four anyway, and I think he'll get it.
Speaking to Sky Sports after the quarter final, Rock said I had to show my emotions relief. is an understatement. I'm up there to win as much as I can. It just didn't happen in the first 7 weeks, but I am on the board now. Yes, Johnny didn't play up to scratch, but neither did I. I was trying too hard because I wanted to win. I proved that I deserved to be in the Premier League in the end. And Reagan, that was the sort of big talking point. A lot of people were comparing this to Bunton's run last year, where it took him however many weeks to even get a night win. Um, a lot of people were questioning Rock, but he has proved that he can beat him. He can really beat anybody.
Aye, because he's actually done very well over the past few years in ranking tournaments and then PDC majors. So I don't think there was ever a question where is Rock the kind of player that we all think he is. I think the question is the kind of the Premier League kind of hoodoo, Robbie, because a lot of players have done it. A lot of players have went in. You'll think of Stephen Button when he many years ago when he started crying against Barney. Remember that famous video, Robbie, where he started crying and he was crying on the stage and then they told him that he was going to be in the Premier League. So I think there's just maybe it takes a bit of sort of trying to make sure that you're able to deal with that because it's week after week. It's so ruthless, you know.
Aye, it is a very ruthless format. Speaking of ruthless, Wrestle Nightman looks like he's about to pick up a win versus Joe Cullen in the Player Championships. It's currently 7-4 to Wrestle Nightman as of the time of recording. We will dive into the Player Championships a wee bit later, recap the last 2 days because there's been some pretty interesting results. But back onto the Prem, that is Josh Rock picked up your first 2 points of the Premier League. You move on to the next match. You've got Luke Humphries 3, Michael Van Gerwen 6, Owen and MVG. A player that I think I can't remember who it was. Was it Reagan or you that predicted him not to finish in the top four? Was it Reagan? I can't remember.
Me, I
Aye,
did. Owen said he was going to make it.
Owen had him to win the whole tournament. That's right.
Aye,
Aye.
Owen.
Um,
Well,
he did pick up a very impressive win against Luke Humphries. In a game where I thought Michael Van Gerwen looked pretty controlled in, to be honest.
I talked about him when he won that game.
Are you?
Literally, very good against Humphries. I did not actually see it coming after Humphries won the Euro Tour. That full
Neither did
weekend, I did not see it coming. I thought Humphries had probably maybe I won it, maybe what 6-3, 6-4, something like that. But Van Galen deserved to win, and then obviously get another point on the board against Josh Rock. Wasn't too convincing, but he got the job done. And I just don't know. You're just going to do against Littler when he's hitting 2-1-70s in the game. So it's when it was. I think when Van Galen missed tops to make it 5 each, and then I'm like, oh, that's all right. Right, Little's already took it out once. He know that again, and he goes and does it. So aye, but 3 points on the board for Van Gerwen, and he's up to third, I think, or maybe fourth. So he's in the top four for now. So hopefully he stays there.
Yeah, Van Gerwen Reagan goes above Luke Humphries into the top four now, only a point behind Gerwin Price. It was a good night for Michael Van Gerwen overall. I know he lost in the final, which we'll obviously talk about soon, but getting to the final, it was a pretty composed night. I think he took care of Josh Rock quite well in the semi-finals as well.
Aye, and I think as much as I said MVG probably won't get to the O2, Robbie, that'll probably come back and bite me in the arse. But I think in general, I think that if you look at like MVG, he's actually playing well for a few weeks and then he's kind of dipping away. But I think in general, I think he's still showing his quality. I fully expect him to beat Stephen Bunton this week in Manchester. So I think it'll be. I think Michael Van Gerwen is showing his quality. To be honest with you, Robbie.
Aye, we'll go into night 9 predictions in a wee bit because I've probably got a bit of a wild one that you'll not expect. But aye, Owen, sorry, on the other side of things, it was Luke Humphries that took a defeat. Reagan sort of mentioned it there. You mentioned him earlier. You probably thought he was going to win. I suppose it's just about still Luke Humphries trying to find that night win in the Premier League. He has one of the only 3 players still know to get that night win. You've got to imagine it will probably come sooner rather than later.
You would think it would. You would think it would come definitely. But that's pretty much been weird as well because he's just no. Yeah, I just don't think he's been playing well in the Premier League this year. Actually, he's been getting wins, but he's just there's so many darts at double he's missed. There's so many doubles and no scoring well, but his doubles have been terrible. Like, I think it was week 6 or something like that, he could not hit a double to save his life. Generally, he was really bad at doubles. But I think he will get the night one at some point. But it's going to be tough for him because, as we always know, the Premier League's no easy. It's going to be every game's going to be tough for every player, especially if you're little anyway, little. So, but I think he will get a night one. But
Aye, I think so as well. I think it could potentially come in night 9. I mean, we'll get into
Robbie,
it.
can I say something controversial here?
Go
But
for it.
I actually feel like Luke Littler and Johnny Clayton have both qualified for the O2 already.
I think, I know, and I don't know if you agree, but I find it difficult to disagree. I think both players are playing where they're going to now probably just keep picking up matches won during nights, pick up points. If they get a night win, then even better. But if it was to me, like they're just sort of plodding along right now and sort
uh,
of waiting for the O2.
I agree with that. I generally agree with that. Which I wouldn't have thought about that at all there, but because you've just obviously been the both of you have just been up there as well. Literally, I think Little and Quayton have guaranteed their place, even though it's still you're still early in the Premier League. But literally, Little's on 21 points, Johnny Quayton's on 19. I just can't see MD catching the two of them at all. I think Little will finish top right now because where he's sitting. But it's third, maybe on third and fifth place that are going to be a wee. It's going to be tough for any player right now.
Aye, it's up for grabs. I mean, you've got Gavin Price, Van Gerwen, Humphries, and Van Veen really in contention for it. With sort of Bunton not too far behind.
Joshua will come back.
Reagan onto Stephen Bunton. He took another loss, 6-3, defeated Littler, who, by the way, there's no shame in that. Littler played some phenomenal darts, but like,
Yeah,
Bunton, I said this, I think I said this to Owen at the time. Bunton's no averaging bad. He's averaging at 100 in
well,
most games, and he's just getting outclassed.
I think he averages about. I think it was over. I think it was over 105 he averaged Robbie in that game. So I think he's still playing well. I think the big thing for him was Luke Littler wasn't missing his doubles and he was scoring very well. I think Wayne Mardle said in the Button match, I think there was only 1 point where he missed a treble visit. I think there was so few. I think if you look overall at the stats, I think during the full night there was probably only about 6 times in the full night that Luke Lillard didn't do a treble visit.
Aye, I know when you're speaking about, getting unlucky in darts, whenever you play Littler, you literally need to be unbeatable to beat Littler when he's on form. Like, you need to be level 18 dartbot and dart counter levels that me and you faced at one time to even get near Littler.
Yeah, actually, it's going to take something massive to beat Little man. Literally, I just actually Stephen Button is honestly that's probably one of the best games I've seen Button play, and then he's obviously been beat. Literally, averaging like I think it was like 108 maybe was that I think was an average to go to, but Little's just what can you do when you just. I think it was maybe the first two legs, Button was missing doubles, and then Little just capitalised on it, and that's what was the downfall for Button as well. Actually, you just need to hit your doubles against him. If you have got the throw, actually, if you win the ball in the back, all you need to do is just hold your throw for 6 legs on your own throw, and you've won the game. Actually, but if you get break against Littler, then you're in massive trouble.
Like, see, even saying that, only about holding your throw for 6 legs, it's so difficult on the
Oh,
Littler
100%.
because he's trying to get like $10 every leg. He's trying to do it.
Oh, I know. Actually, it's mental. Actually, it's just frightening with that Littler right now. It's frightening. Actually, for like many weeks he wasn't playing well, Littler, and now I think he's back to his best, I would say. But
Aye,
it's just
Reagan,
frightening.
you talk about predictions coming back to bite you in the arse. Mine just fully come back because I said I wasn't even going to make the top 4, and here we are. So,
Yeah, I said that.
aye,
I said that the first 4 weeks, mate. Don't
I know. Aye, so that's a prediction that's fully come back to bite me in the arse. But
worry.
no, Reagan, it is so difficult, and you've got to give props to look like that. He's playing almost every week are in different venues. He's still a young kid, technically traveling the world, playing darts with pressure to keep going. There is pressure. As much as you think, oh, right, Littler's the world number one now. He's won nearly every major tournament there is to win. he's still got to keep that up. He's still got to show he is still the best, and he's done that quite comfortably, to be fair.
I think especially because Germany, I don't think they particularly look little. I think that's because of the Germany v England match last year with Martin Schindler and Pikachu. So I think in general, I think obviously I think he done very well to obviously get the 3 points overall because I think in general I don't think the crowd are too happy they won.
Aye, I think so. But when they just handles pressure like it's nothing, we're going to speak about the semi-finals and final under Littler's perspective. I mean, wow, two absolutely incredible performances for Luke and just showing these, as I said earlier, he's pretty unbeatable right now.
Honestly, I think he came out and said about the obviously there was something he came out and said about the Polish Championship. He's like, I've won this already, so why didn't he be here? So why didn't he come back to play like a Polish Championship to go to I don't know where the venues I think it's in Dublin or something like that, to go and win it again, actually retain it. But that's what he said. He actually said I don't need to go back. I've already won it, so I don't need to go to Polish Championship what every so days to go and compete against people. But semi final and final was it was just incredible, man. Literally, it's just frightening. Literally, Van Gerwen, I thought he was like 3-0 against Van Gerwen in the final, and Van Gerwen was coming back, and I was like, okay, he's actually maybe falling off a wee bit. No, just goes and does that.
And I
Literally,
think he's in the semi final. I mean, Price is playing well there. I think there was one point where Price got a 1-5-2. Was it Robbie 1-5-2?
I think
So,
so. Aye,
aye,
aye.
was I?
so I think Price is still showing he was there, and then for Littler just to pull it at the bag. I think obviously these players must have so much respect for him, but obviously there must be so much fear as well for the players because they must go, even if I get what 10, 12 darts, I'm still not guaranteed to be winning the leg every time because you just know that he could pull something at the back.
What you're technically asking for at that point, Reagan, is a player to have a 10 dart leg and hit a ton plus checkout every leg you play against Littler to have a chance of beating him.
Shut named that.
Aye, alright. Oh, I'd love to see you step out of the offside and try and hit a 9 dart or something. But no, that is what you are asking a dart player when let's take Stephen Bunton, right? When you're averaging 100 plus average in a game versus Littler, you're asking them then at that point, right, you need to hit a 10 or 11 dart leg and you need to hit a ton plus checkout to get anywhere near Littler when he's playing that good.
I think you're spot on there, Robbie. And do you think, guys, do you think there's some sort of like, I don't mean inferior complex, but do you think maybe the players sometimes think that they're probably beat before they even play them? Because sometimes you look at it and you go, Price is playing brilliant here. You've just hit a 1-5-2. If that's like a Van Gerwen and Price has just hit a 1-5-2 at 4 all, you'd think, well, surely that's going to not knock Michael Van Gerwen and Price is going to win the game. But no, look goes on to win the next two legs. So
If I was a dart player that could easily average 100, and you're finding now the dart 32 almost are averaging 100. Like, they can all do it.
the
They've
league,
all got it in them. Aye, every week, aye. If I was a guy averaging 100, I probably wouldn't have that fear, Reagan. I'd probably be saying to myself, right, let's go and show Littler what I'm made of. Let's go and show him what my darts are like. But I think there's more just a just a feeling that when you watch Littler, it's the same feeling I get when I watch Gary Anderson or I watch James Wade. You've got the feeling they can do anything. And I really do get that feeling for somebody like Gary Anderson. I get the feeling when I watch him, this guy can turn it on at any point and make himself look really good. And I think that's the difference between the top 32 and Luke Littler. And that's no disrespect to the top 32, by the way, but Littler has the power to turn it on whenever he wants. He can really hit heights that I don't think I've ever watched a live dart player hit, to be honest with you, in my life. That's how good he is. So I think there probably is a bit of both, to be honest with you, but he is just such a scary player, I imagine, to play. Like, I get nervous stepping up my local dart league on a Friday night, you know what I mean? Never mind stepping up
yeah.
to the Rocket to play Luke Littler. So it's one of them where I don't even want to imagine how these players feel, but Aye, and he is. He is really good. He, of course, won the night. Um, Again, double biting me in the arse at that point because now he's definitely not going to drop at the top four. But just to go into the Premier League table, it has looked like they're sitting top now. 3 nights won, 11 matches, won 21 points. Clayton into second with 19 points. Price in third with 14. Michael Van Gerwen in fourth with 13. Humphries is in fifth with 11. Jane Van Veen in sixth with 9. Stephen Bunton in seventh with 7. And Josh Rock in eighth with 2 points. Owen, Jane Van Veen is playing the most mid-table Premier League club in Premier League season as a dart player that you'll ever see in your life. He's no gonna finish bottom, I doubt, because he can pick away and pick up wins. He's not gonna get in the top four most likely. He is just that mid-table club. He's like, yeah, I don't know who's a mid-table club every season. Brentford, Brighton.
Mm.
He is the Brighton of the Premier League, isn't he? Like, let's be
Aye,
honest.
aye. Obviously, it didn't help as well. Obviously, he had to miss a night be obviously due to medical reasons and that. That didn't help him one bit at all. But and then obviously he came back and Billing, much like as you said before, like the 2 nights before it, he gets tired too easily. And he kind of days usual where you practice hours and stuff like that. So I feel like he needs to do something much better. Well, not much better, but I think he's good. Actually, he'll be a mid-table club and all that. So aye,
A wee mid-table player. But Reagan, as such an intriguing Premier League, of course, as I mentioned, they Littler beat Van Gerwen 6-4 in the final. 2 turn 70s for the young lad. He makes these here fishes look pretty easy, to be honest with you.
Aye, they are pretty easy because I think when Mando said it last week that he spoke to him and he's actually what doing his math so that he can stay on a one finish. He can finish on a one finish, a 170 finish at every single leg because I think that's just the mentality he's got. I think he's got the mentality to go. Well, do you know what? I'm going to show you that I'm the entertainer. You know, because see after his world title when he said that famous Joshua quote, the first time was nice, but the second, what was that again?
The
The
first
first
time
time,
was so nice, so I had to do it twice.
aye, that thing. I think it's just something like that sort of mentality like that, Robert, where he just kind of thinks, well, I'm going to show all these people that I'm absolutely brilliant and there's nothing they can do about it.
Aye, and he likes to do that quite well. But it's still very much, I think, anyone's Premier League at this point. I truly believe that any player, and I'm saying this as a guy that obviously I agree with you guys. I think Littler and Clayton is pretty safe for the top four, but I'm not counting out any of these players yet, even into Josh Rock to go on
Believe
but how can you? They're the best 8 dart players in the world. Josh Rock, for me, could genuinely turn the owner the next 3 weeks, win 3 nights, and I'd have him in contention for the top four. Like, any player can do it. It's no, I don't think it's
I think
impossible.
any player can do it, Robbie. But I think with the sort of the confidence Josh Rock has got at the minute, I I don't think he's anywhere near it.
He might not be, but you couldn't argue saying that's the pressure off now, could you? Like, that's him. He's got that night win. He needed that. That's maybe a kick on for him. A wee kick up the arse.
who's he going for?
Josh Rock
Who's
will play Johnny Clayton again.
Pumped.
He's just beat him. He's
Aye,
literally just beat him.
Quentin's bad day, but
Right, we're gonna start having phonics in a minute, me and you, mate. Um, but no, it was a fascinating week in the Premier League, guys. Before I get your predictions for week 9, which is in Manchester at the AO Arena, which can't wait for that. First the 2nd of
hey,
April. Of
go, let's go.
With
Let's
have some news to go on to. It was confirmed that James Wade has become the first man to reach a stunning Pro Tour milestone now. This is brilliant to see. I love James Wade as a dart player, and just reading through the article that I've got here, Wade defeated world number 2 Lucas Vennig 6-1 in Leicester, and in the process wrote his name into the record books. The 42-year-old became the first men's player to win 1,000 matches on the PDC Pro Dart circuit. However, that was as good as it got because on Monday Wade suffered a surprise 6-2 defeat to Cristo Reyes, the Spaniard that we actually spoke about on
we
last
did,
week's
Owens.
episode, and we said he he always pops up, and he did pop up beating James Wade, but Reagan, wow, 1,000 wins on the PDC Pro Tour for James Wade. What a player! What a milestone as well.
I think James Wade doesn't get the credit that he probably should get because he's not the kind of squashbuckling or the attractive kind of big scorer. He's a kind of big finisher, and he loves that double 10. Robbie, I think he takes that double 10 to bed with him. But, but I think in general, I think James Wade has been a great player for the PDC. He's been brilliant. He's been there for many years, and I think many people doubt him. But the question for me is James Wade still going to be a great if he doesn't win a world title?
Oh, and I'll fling that question at you just before you answer it. Just a bit more of the quotes that James said that were based on this achievement. He said, "What an achievement, and I feel really proud of that. Thank you to all of you who support and follow me. Thank you to Sammy and the boys for always being there, and thank you as always to my management and sponsors." He said, "Have a great Monday, and I'll be back on the hockey tomorrow," meaning obviously the Tuesday. The machine broke onto the scene at the age of 14 when he won the Basingstoke Open in 1997. And during his illustrious career, Wade has won in excess of 20 player championships title. But I think that question that Reagan asked at you, does he still become, is he still known as such a big star in the world of darts if he doesn't get that sort of massive title?
Aye, 100%. Let's say he has won good tournaments. To be fair, he's won good tournaments in that. Um, but I still feel I've got a good funny feeling he's still got. I've got a funny feeling he's going to he can win a world championship. Like I know he's been very close to doing it. I've just thought he's a good player, and that was funny when you said double time. Man, Jesus Christ.
Is James Wade ever played in the World Cup? That's an
Yes,
interesting thing to think
Yes,
about, has it? Aye.
yeah. But having
That
Michael
was
Smith and Nick Hunt.
alright. Oh, that was just interesting. I was thinking about that because you think about all the good English dart players. You know, you mentioned Michael Smith. Obviously, we've got Littler and Humphries who are going to be the team for England for like the next probably 10 years, to be honest with you.
I think the second best English player at the moment has to be obviously Surrell, Robbie, because he's playing well.
Ryan
The
Sell. Yes.
what a player he is at the minute.
What a haircut. No, Brian Sell is a fantastic player. I said that around the World Championships. I believe he gave Anderson a really good game at some
He
point. I
did.
know in a major that was a really fun game to watch. I don't think we've seen the last of Ryan Sell on the big stage, and I don't think we've seen the last of Ryan Sell maybe even being a top 8 player, to be honest with you. I think he's got that about him, to be honest with you. But back onto Wade Reagan, a sensational achievement. I mean, do you think he's going to still be as big a name in darts if he doesn't get that sort of major?
I think he'll be a big name, but I don't think that he can be up there with your Rob Cross and your Gary Anderson. I don't think I
Would
don't
you
think
say Rob Cross is better than James Wade in
I
the
don't think
overall?
I don't think he's better in terms of what overall overall titles and that. But I think Rob Cross will be remembered for that famous game when he played against for Michael. I think it was 2019 when they played up until about 12 o'clock at night. What a game that was! I don't know if you remember the game, Robbie.
I think I've
2009.
seen highlights, aye. I've seen
What a
highlights of the
game!
game.
Oh, I was watching it live and I was screaming.
um,
Was it?
Rob is a player that gets under the radar, but know a lot of people I think truly appreciate how good Rob actually is.
What? Bobby as I call him. Bobby
Aye,
Cross.
big Bobby Cross, aye.
Aye.
Um, but no, that is, and by the way, congratulations to James Wade on that terrific milestone. Um,
Brilliant.
it must take a long while for somebody to reach 1,000 wins, and I wouldn't even be able to tell you who's second closest, to be honest with you. So I don't even know if that record's going to be broke anytime
Most
soon.
popular.
Probably will be Phil, actually. To be fair, Phil, I think, did play in a lot of games. You're gonna suspect that maybe Littler's gonna just ramp up at one point and just go and try and break a record because why not? But he doesn't play in too many events, to be fair. But let's move on to the Player Championships before I get on to your predictions for the next night of the Premier League. We need to start off today. I know we obviously had a Player Championship yesterday. We are recording this on a Tuesday, so I feel it's only right we start with a result that Reagan was talking about earlier. It was the very first game actually on my schedule here. Gary Anderson 2, Charlie Mamby 6. The world ranked 102 in the world puts out Gary Anderson. And I know they play a championships. Reagan always flung up short results here and there, but that is a very, very big win for Charlie.
I think it's been there for a while, Robbie, because he's got real talent. I've watched him for many years, and he just seems like this kind of guy that he's sort of he's got a lot of freedom. He seems to be playing well with his darts. I know he was moaning at Sky because his missus wasn't able to make the match, and obviously she postponed her work, things like that. But I think he's a real good character, and he's really good in terms of his darts. But I think he can go actually pretty far. I'm actually going to say that he can probably go to the top 16, Robbie, in the next couple of years.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
only 20.
I think he can be that good.
Aye. He is only 20 years old. The Englishman put out Gary Anderson, then beat Steve Button 6-4. Then went on to play Kyvenhoven. The Dutch player beat him 6-1. Another sort of demolition job.
Well,
Then he beat Stephen Bunton, the Bullet, 6-4, who's obviously playing Premier League weekly, a top 8 player. And then lost to the finalist Joe Cullen, 6-4. So it was a very, very good night, Reagan, overall for Charlie.
I mean, you've got to be happy with that in terms of making a final. And I know the Rockstar's one of your favourite players, Robbie, so I'm sure you were very, very happy to see that.
Aye, I was buzzing to see that for Joe. Something he's been missing at his game for a while, really getting a good run together. But I was also happy to see Charlie make it that far. He has got a big future ahead of him. You know, if you're the English World Cup of Darts team, you've got to be looking forward because you've got, Littler's going to be a mainstay, you'd imagine, for like the next 10 years. You don't imagine Littler's going to shift at the World Cup team unless they change the format to try and get players in, which, you maybe could see them doing that because it might become a bit flat at a point. Then you've got obviously Luke Humphries is in there, Rob Cross, Ryan Sell, you've got Charlie Mamby coming through. I'm trying to think of other players. You always have Joe Cullen flittering on the edge, Nathan Aspinall's in there. There's so many.
Robbie, do you think that maybe Luke Humphries and Luke Littler might actually take the call by themselves and say, look, this is not working as a team, and say to someone else, I know it didn't work last year, and I know two of them practiced separately and stuff like that. So I'm just looking forward to see what happens this year because I think they will be there this year together. But I think if it doesn't go well, I think maybe Luke might just say to Luke Humphries, look, do you want to change it up? Because I think we actually seen it with Scotland. I mean, Peter Wright and obviously Anderson, they didn't get on for a while. And obviously Big John Henderson played brilliant that time.
John for the next Premier League, I say. But no, I think, I mean, Owen, I don't know what you think. I'm thinking like this is where a new format should be in place. We should have it that first of all, the players get to choose if they want to play, and I'm sure if you ask Luke Humphries, they'd want to play in the World Cup 10 out of 10 times because they want to play in every tournament and they want to play in every major tournament as well. And I'm sure both would love to win the World Cup with England, and I'm sure they probably will at some point. But Reagan's got a good point on if this doesn't work this year, and again they look flat and they fall very early on in this tournament, you've got to beg the question: does a new format come into play?
Oh, well, look, definitely has a possibility, aye, actually, but obviously Humphries will be saying as well. Well, he has actually won this with Michael Smith. Like he has won the World Cup. Like he's won it with Smith against obviously.
That you try to get
Austria.
Littler booted it.
Are you trying to get little bit? You do
I
the
know.
wrong way.
Well, actually, he's won too much, isn't he? No, but obviously, Littler wants to win this title as well because he's not won it yet. He wants to. It's another one he wants to take off his list. This and the European Championships and all that stuff as well. But no, I don't know. I feel maybe there could be a definite new format if it doesn't go well. Actually, doesn't really obviously. I know it's not an excuse in that, but it doesn't help. You're playing in front of the home crowd in your first game. Actually, you get the players, the fans are right on your back, just rooting for the other team. Obviously, because it's in Germany, obviously. But you can only see what happens with this one anyway and see how it goes. but I think it'll be a lot different this year anyway for them. I think they'll be a lot calmer and they'll be a lot when we're fine. Because obviously, Little experienced it for the first time last year. Then he go to plan, and now he knows what he's going to experience. He's going to experience it again if he goes to the World Cup this year, and we might probably that will help him. Obviously, just winning there in Berlin and Germany as well, so that might help him out as well.
See, the thing for me as well, guys, is as well, right? See, in terms of that, do you think maybe it sort of makes it different because Sky obviously changed the format last year to make it only two two individuals against two individuals. So like it's not like the singles now; it's like doubles every time.
Aye, but what yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I actually like the double format.
I
Having
love
Aye,
that
both
format.
both players
I
up on the
love
stage,
that.
I think it makes it,
So
and
good.
it's what the World Cup should be. It should be both 2 versus 2 at all times, and I think it just makes it a lot more interesting. And I think it gives you bigger moments as well. Um, the way I'd like to see it done, guys, is you obviously have your highest ranked player, or your highest money made player in the calendar year. So in this instance, if we took Team England, it would be Luke Littler. The way I'd always like to see it done is hold a qualifier. Why not put? Why not take? Even if you take the top 100, right, or you take the top 30 English players, I'd bar Luke Littler, stick them on a gauntlet, stick them on a hat, pull out names, have a qualifier, see who comes out on top. If it's to be Humphries, who should win, sure, fling Humphries in as the second man. If it's no to be Humphries, stick whoever wins in. You know,
but that's a good idea.
this
You
gives you
could do,
potential. You can get Nathan Aspinall maybe pulling out a good day where he goes and wins. He's into the World Cup. Rob Cross can make a comeback. You could have Charlie Mamby. Maybe Charlie
well,
Mamby goes and wins.
I think you're the making great ideas for the PDC, Robbie. That'd be a
I'll,
good
ne-
idea, by the way. You
I'll
could
never
do
get
that.
this.
You could do that for most nations because I think it'd be a great incentive. Okay, right. Pierre Wright might be the best player in Scotland in a minute, but if Pierre Wright's no, show us who else is about. Show us who else is available.
Exactly. Means you can have the potential to get some, players that haven't really been about. You look at Team Australia. Team Australia is going to be playing the World Cup of Darts this year without Simon Whitlock. Why not hold a qualifier with Damon Hayter and see who's going to be playing next to him? You know what I mean? We could go to Scotland. Scotland, we know it's going to be Cameron Menzies. We know he's going to be in the Scotland team this year. Right now, as it stands, next to Gary Anderson. Why not have Gary
I
and
don't
then
think
hold
that'll
a
go
quali?
well. I
Aye,
don't think that'll go well.
why not hold a qualifier? What if Alan Suter won it? What if John Henderson came out and won it? What if what's his name? The 15-year-old
Mitchell Laurie,
Mitchell Laurie. What if Mitchell Laurie entered and won? What if Mitchell Laurie was? He said his dream was to play next to Gary Anderson, the World Cup player. Why not? Why not give him that chance? Tell him if you go out and somehow perform in these qualifiers and get through and win it, you get the chance to play next to your idol in darts.
I think the PDC will be on the phone to Robbie next week. Honestly.
What an idea, though! Like you could do this for every nation. Like we're going to see
It's
the
an
same
amazing idea.
We're going to see the same
It's,
Dutch two
it's
step up
either.
to the plate
I think
again.
I'm going to put this in TikTok and see if it goes viral. The PDC.
It would be such a good incentive for younger dart players in the sort of top 64, top 100 to take their name and go and try and do something with. We know what these player championships hold up in terms of, you can always get shockers. We talk about Reyes last week winning. What if we got a Charlie Mamby situation where Mamby wins the World Cup qualifiers and he gets to go and represent England next to Luke Littler? How big an opportunity would that be for him?
I
Brilliant.
know.
I'm
And
telling
I
you,
think
PDC, make it happen.
Hmm.
and I think it's a great incentive because if you look at some like the England pair for example, they know they don't really need to do anything because the next English players so far down the list, so they know right, we don't really need to play that well because we know that no matter what we're going to be in that obviously team in June, so they know they're going to be there. You know,
Aye, exactly. Owen, if I could ask you to turn your telly down a wee bit, please. We can hear it. But getting on to another game in the player championships as of today before we go into tomorrow. There is actually another English player I want to talk about. Well, not so much talk about, but I want to mention Ian White, who picked up a 6-5 win.
Diamonds.
Aye, the diamond who picked up a 6-5 win versus Mike the Decker. And the reason I brought this up is because I wanted to talk about the world ranking at number 18 right now, and Mike the Decker, Owen. Since he won, I can't remember the tournament that is, but
Grand
he won
Prix.
the Grand
He
Prix.
won
Since
the
he won the
Grand
Grand
Prix.
Prix, he has been absolutely non-existent in any way, shape, or form. I mean, what has happened to Mike?
Well, since he won the World Grand Prix and he won that all that money in the whatever he got, the Roulette wheel or something like that, what it was actually.
Oh, he won
And
a
I was like,
poker tournament. He won
aye,
100 grand in a
actually,
poker tournament.
since he won that, actually, won that and won whatever, the poker thing, actually, terrible. Done nothing. Actually, he's been terrible. Losing the World Championship first round or second round to the Canadian boy, and
Mac,
I
yeah,
can't remember his name, but
David Cameron, or I think it's Mac.
oh
Yeah,
no Canadian, the Kenyan boy, the debut boy or something like that. I can't remember his name.
oh, yeah, I know who it is. Really, something.
Aye, actually losing that, obviously, I think it was he 2-0 in sets or something like that. It was 2-up in sets and he chopped it and all that, and actually, and then this year as well, he's been terrible. He's done nothing, and it's surprising as well. I actually thought after winning the Grand Prix, he was going to be in the Premier League, and that's why they were getting another venue for that Antwerp, and I thought he was going to be in it, and but obviously he doesn't deserve to win it, of course, because he's been terrible since
No,
the Grand Prix.
Aye, and it just wonders, Reagan, like, we seen in the Grand Prix what Mike was made of. I thought he had a really good tournament, actually, and I thought the future was probably promising for him, but he's just really no showing up, to be honest with you.
I think a lot of these PDC players are the same, Robbie. You watch them for tournaments, right, and you go, "Oh, this player can do really well." But I think she wants to get that one trophy off the bag. The sort of pressure goes, and they sort of just kind of go off of the distance. I think the big thing for me, the Deco is, I don't know if you're inclined, Robbie, but he actually, I think he talks too much, Robbie. I think like there was actual points where he was saying that he should be in the Premier League, and he should be in the World Series every year. He should be going to Las Vegas, and he should be doing this. I think the most important thing from after winning that major was actually focusing on the dartboard and trying to get in these tournaments. I think sometimes you can probably do too much talking.
Aye, and no making YouTube videos with bill hitters. No, I'm kidding on, by the way. I love the bill hitters, and I love their
Oh, it's,
channels, so don't come after me. Just make good
I could get that
uploads.
boy on, by the way. See that Dan?
Dan Dawson. No,
Let's,
no Dan Dawson. Fuck, that's the commentator.
let-
Dan Coates.
Let's like,
Um,
I remember sending a picture of him when he was at World Championships, and he was like, and he just had a laughing face and all that.
aye, certified good guy. Oh, them are sound Bailey and
There you go, Robert. There you go, and get him on there. We'll get him on.
Yeah,
aye.
I'll give him a
Clip this
message.
up. Clip this up, Reagan, and send it to him on TikTok.
Aye.
But no, I think it does always show good result. Another player I want to talk about, another English player I want to talk about, who I personally believe is going to have a big future in darts. I know he's 27, but still kind of young. Callum Ridds. I think Callum Ridds has got everything you need to be a good dart player. Reagan, I think he's a pretty special talent sometimes when he's his own form.
I mean, he's. I think he's somebody that always does well at the Ali Pally. Always seems to get into the quarterfinals and then kind of bump into like a Price or a Adobe or somebody that's just got that little bit of extra quality. But I think he's always somebody that's going to be in the top 16. But I think the important thing for a guy like him is to try and do it week after week. Because if he can do it week after week, I think he could be something like Nathan Aspinall, where he could actually show you what he can do every single week and nobody's actually surprised about it.
Aye, 100%. Just moving into yesterday's results, and by the way, fair play to Western Nigel who beat Joe Cullen 8-4 in today's final. Well done to Besso, another very big talent in darts. Yesterday, we get some results. We had a Scottishman make the final. We actually had two Scottishmen make the semi-finals. We had Alan Suter beating Keane Barry 7-6. Gary Anderson unfortunately losing out
What
to
a result, because I think the wee Irish youngster is a good player.
Keane
And
Barry.
obviously, he's a good player.
Very good.
Barry,
Aye.
Barry, Barry. But he's a good player. I mean, and I think obviously Alan Suter, he obviously gets a bit of a bad rep for his tartan trousers, but he's representing Scotland, so fair
I'll
play him.
I love it, keep it up, Alanson. But no, Alan Suter did beat Keane Barry in the last leg, decided 7-6. Ryan Sell beat his dart buddy, his dart training buddy, well, used to be former training buddy, Gary Anderson, 7-3 in the other semi final. And that was set up a pairing between England and Scotland, where Ryan Sell, who we've just spoke about having potentially a good career in his hands, beat Alan Suter 8-3, which is a pretty big result in the final, and another impressive win for heavy metal.
Oh, 100%. Literally, it was very good. I watched them. I watched the. I was watching all the highlights, but from obviously from yesterday and the games he was playing in. Literally, it was obviously it was playing well against Barnley, hitting good doubles at the right time. Anderson just couldn't really get in at all. Actually, Silva played well, and it looked like Ryan Silva absolutely demolished Alan Suter. 8-3, I think it was anyway.
It was.
But but then obviously as you're saying, obviously big things this year. Doesn't help it doesn't help the day you're getting put in the first round, but literally getting beat first round to somebody. Can't remember who it was, but I seen literally was going through it in my Flasco and I seen he get put out first round and I'm like, so you just won it last night and then you're getting beat first round. But nah, literally good to win. Literally he's won another players championship and he was very good yesterday. Good averages and literally when he's on his game, he can play well. Literally, when he's on his game, he's unstoppable. I think as well.
Yes, dare I say, Ryan Sell must be one of the most underrated dart players that I've seen in a good while. I think heavy metal is fantastic when he's on full.
I think he is, but I think the problem that you see, Robbie, is that if you don't watch starts like me, you, and Owen, then you probably don't really see him until you go to the alley party once a year. The good thing was that he got to the semi final against obviously the main Milan last year and got an absolute tonking, which was a bit of a shame. But I mean, he is a brilliant player, and I think I think see if he could actually do week to week what his actual talent is, that he can be even scarier than Luke Littler. Honestly, I think his talent is absolutely through the roof.
It is a guy that talents not so much through the roof anymore, but he did make it to a quarter final. Peter Wright, another Scottish man in the quarters. He did take an absolute 6-1 demolition job off Alan Suter, but Peter Wright, Reagan, showing that he's still got a bit of fight left.
Aye, there's still a bit in the party. Don't stop the party, Mister Peter. I think the problem for Peter Wright is that there's been a lot of too much time focusing on the hairstyle. But I noticed in the actual players championship events, he doesn't do the hairstyle sort of thing. No, joking aside, I think the actual big thing for Peter Wright, but I've been saying it for about maybe 67 years, Robbie. The big thing for Peter Wright is he changes his darts every game. What's the point of that? Like, I literally don't understand why he has about. I, he played against Price in the Grand Slam final in 2018. And I think he changed his darts about 3 or 4 times in the final. And you're thinking, why are you changing your darts so many times? And he's got so many different flights in the table. And you're thinking, what are you doing here?
Aye, 100%. I don't know why he's ever done it, to be honest with you. If you see me awkwardly looking at this way, by the way, I've got the Scotland game on for
I'm one
anybody
up here.
football related. Aye, I know, I've seen it on your telly a minute ago. Scotland are, of course, playing Ivory Coast in the football, so if you see me awkwardly looking at this way, that's what I'm looking at. But looking at some other scores, I mean, Raya has picked up another win versus Ian White. Unfortunately, then goes on to lose to Chris Dobie 6-4, but I'm telling you guys, there's something about this wee Spanish guy that I'm taking a wee liking to be honest with you. He always seems to pick up some good results.
Maybe we can get him on the podcast, Robbie, and you can start your loving with him and tell him.
Do we know if he speaks, does he speak any English? Do we know? Would I need to
I
get a
does speak
translator?
English now.
I can
Does
speak Spanish.
See, just get him on the whole time, just in there, just go, see, see what happens. But no,
No, I think he does speak English.
it
I
would be
liked
a
him.
good
I liked him before he went away, actually, because he went away because of family reasons and all that, and that's why he stepped away with it. And he's came back and he's been playing quite actually no bad. I actually liked him when I was, like say, when I started getting into darts more. I was like, I suppose actually quite good. Like he's got a good throw and all that. And I think I remember watching a game. It was against Darren Webster or something like that. No, Darren Webster. And
That's a rugby player.
aye, it was 9 each at one point, and Darren Webster took it. I think 1-4-5 to beat him 10-9. I was like, what a game that was, man. Actually, but he's a good
Never
player. I
done
know he is.
about 6-0 up in Van Gerwen in the players. I think it was the players' championship final, semi-final or something, and they get beat. Man, I'll never forget that game. It was about 5 or 6 years ago.
Jesus.
But I missed Darren Webster. I know he was a good wee player.
I liked him. Aye, he's good.
Aye, right. Guys, I've got a wee game before we get into the Premier League predictions. Reagan, you'll know. I know you'll know slightly. Half the Scottish football's on, but I like to do every show. I like to do a wee guess the player. So
Yeah.
we're gonna bring it out of darts for this week. We're gonna do a darts guess the player. We're gonna see how this goes. So as an example, if I gave you
Right,
guys
Joyce.
right, calm down. Right, this is just an example game. This isn't real. So if I gave you guys this guy won a record 87 major titles and a record 16 world championships, that would be
Phil Taylor.
Phil the
Phil.
Power Taylor. Exactly.
Phil.
You get a bonus point if you can tell me his art nickname.
Oh wow. Okay.
We'll be bringing this in further next week where I actually go out and get some good ones. Right now, these have been plopped at the top of my head. So
Nice.
Oh,
please don't think they're too easy because they will get harder as the
Class.
weeks go on. So are you boys ready?
Oh aye.
ready, aye?
I like it. I like it. So this man was born. I'm not going to actually. That's too easy if I tell you where he's born because then that narrows it down slightly. What I'm going to tell you is this guy's been playing darts since 2001. He uses a 21.5 gram dart. He is right-handed, and that's all you're getting for your first set of clues. So fire away, boys.
Wait, how
Devin
long's he been in
Pearce.
PDC?
PDC's been in since 2016, but he's been playing darts since 2001.
Devin
Oh, okay.
Pearce.
It's no Devin Peterson, but it's a good guess. So next, I will go on to telling you about his.
Yellow class.
No, it's not Yellow Classen.
Remember Yellow class? What a player he was.
Aye. I'll not get that off the top of my head, but don't worry. These are all very, very basic so far, just until I get to sit down and actually find some good ones. If you want, I can move on to some events that he's won, or some events that he has finished runner-up in as well. So in 2020, he finished the runner-up at the World Series Finals. In 2023, he finished runner-up at the Masters. By the way, feel free to butt in if you have any idea here. I'll slow it down a bit because there's a few ones that I know you will get. He is a three-time winner of the PDC Challenge Tour. I can give you that.
Button.
No Stephen Bunton.
Stephen Bunton won the Masters. So
Good point.
Who did they play? No, was that 2024?
To give you I'm not going to give you the year, but to give you a big hint, he has won the World Match Play once.
Demi.
No dimmy.
Rod Cross.
It is Rob Cross. Well done. I would, of course, went on to say he won the World Championship in 2018.
Voltage.
Big voltage. I would have told you his walk on song is I Don't Wanna Wait by David Guetta and One Republic.
That is a terrible song.
He should have kept the other
I
one.
don't want to wait. I don't want. One Rob.
He should have kept the other one, I'm convinced.
We'll get you on the podcast, Rob.
Rob, if you want to come on the podcast, then you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Right, on to your next one. So this guy, he uses 23-gram darts. He is right-handed, and from what I can see here, he has been playing darts professionally since 2014.
Nathan
Ooh.
Astronaut.
It's no Nathan
I'll be
Astor.
what are you saying?
Owen, he did the game, son.
Got it.
Do you want some
Kim
more
Hybrids.
clues? It is no Kim Hybrids. I think
Darryl
Kim
Gurney.
It is no Daryl Gurney. I can tell you. let's go into some events, his best performances. So in the Masters, he finished in the last 24 in 2024.
Oof.
In the Player Championships finals, he's reached the last 16 2022, 2024, and 2025. In the European Championships, he has finished in the last 16 in 2025, and Scotland are getting beat. So that's good.
Oh,
In the Grand Slam, his best finish is last 16 in 2025. Starting to buck up a wee bit of a trend about this darts player, doesn't he? Doesn't tend to make it very far in the TV tournament. That's a bit of a hint if you think about
Is
it. No Menzies. In 2023, he made the UK Open quarter final, and in 2023, he also made the World Grand Prix quarter final.
Damon Heta.
It's no Damon Hater. Good guess, though.
He always does terrible. He's a good player, Damon. The Heat, Damon Heta.
A wee bit of the heat. In 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025, he made the last 32 of the World Match Play. And in the World Championships, he's only ever made the last 32 in 2023 and 2024.
Will
I'm
Smith?
gonna go for the Diamond Ian White.
Both are incorrect. I can tell you,
Oh,
this guy's nickname is The Wall.
Martin Schindler.
the Martin Schindler.
It is Martin Schindler. Of course, I would have gave you In the End by Linkin Park as his walk-on music.
Do you know a stat about Martin Schindler? That the reason he got into darts was because he was a steward at the Euro Tour.
I actually did not know that. That's quite interesting,
Oh.
actually.
Aye.
I like that.
He was a steward at the Euro Tour. Aye.
Well,
That's quite good. Right, one more before we go into the Premier League predictions. I know that's what everybody's here to see us fuck it up again, so I'll try and make this one quick. So this guy has been playing darts. Why is it, Regan?
No, I was just
Oh.
going to say on you go.
So this guy has been playing darts since 2006. He uses a 21-gram dart, and he is right-handed. I'll always sort of
Oh.
give them out as the first clue just to see if you want to pop it, I guess.
Barney.
Any of that. No Barney. Yeah, we'll give you the walk-on music first as well, but that makes it too easy.
I'll go for Max Hop.
No Max Hop, so we'll get into PDC events that he's done best in. So the World Series finals, he's made twice to the quarter final in 2016 and 2022. The Masters, he has won one time in 2022.
Johnny Clayton.
No Johnny Clayton.
The Masters in 2022.
Will Smith?
Danny
No, I
Noble.
don't.
Not near it. In the Player Championship finals, he's finished in a quarter final twice in 2020 and 2022. Premier
Dobie.
League. Oh, no Chris Dobie. Any other guesses before I give what is probably the biggest hint for this guy?
No, on you go. No.
In the Premier League in 2022, he finished runner-up.
Asp?
No Asp. 2022 Premier League runner-up.
Oh, don't you be looking that up?
I'm genuinely no. I'm just trying to go back in time. Oh, wow.
If I
Oh.
could turn back time.
Oh, who was...
2022 running up.
Some would say it broke my heart. It broke my heart. It is
Joe
Joe Cullen, the rock star. Of course, he missed that double 16.
I thought it was 2023. Get me up.
To win the Premier League. That absolutely destroyed me. I would, of course, gave you his walk-on song is Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis, which is a very, very good tune if I do say so myself.
I thought it was 2023, man.
That is your first free for this episode, lads. I will get you more. I will get you better for next time. Just one final thing before we get into the Premier League predictions. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel at Bullseye Banter _darts. You can find us on Spotify if you just type in Bullseye Banter. Reagan, I believe you've set up the you've got your own TikTok actually where you're going to be posting some darts content.
Aye, Robbie, I'm going to be doing that as well. And I'm also going to be starting the Bullseye partner page because there's stuff I want to be putting on there about obviously some darting predictions. I don't know if you guys seen, but look, Love's playing with the England team this week. So there's a lot of stuff we can do with that as well.
Aye, and of course, I will try and get out some darts content. why not watch me fling some darts? Watch me fling some horrible darts, probably hit the wall, but
Well, Robbie,
um,
that's what you do. I mean, like, if you set up the Bullseye Banter TikTok page, we can always do some darts challenges as well.
exactly. Me and Owen like to play in the live Friday night league. So maybe get ourselves filming in there, filming some games that we play, see how we get on. And then invite.
What do you want to see me playing, mate?
As long as you're not hitting the, as long as you're not, as you're not hitting the light bulb, then you're alright.
I've never hit the ball, mate. Don't worry. I've never hit the ball once.
Oh, I've
Aye.
done that before as well. It's alright.
And
That's,
aye,
that's just because I can't reach the dartboard. No. Oh,
oh man, but no, look out for all that good content coming soon. We will bring a lot to you. And if anybody out there wants a game of darts, bull hitters, if you're up for the challenge of taking on the Scottish lads, then hit us up. Feel free. We'll come and take
aye.
you on. That would be a good laugh. But no, let's get into it, lads. What everybody's here for. It is the Premier League coming up, as I mentioned earlier. We are in the AO Let's Go Arena, as Reagan called it earlier, in Manchester. Starting off with the quarterfinals, we have Michael Van Gerwen versus Stephen Bunton, Gerwin Price, Luke Humphries, Jane Van Vliet versus Luke Lilla, and Johnny Clayton versus Josh Rock. Reagan, we spoke earlier, it's a very open Premier League. Anybody seems to be able to beat anybody. What are you sort of expecting out of this night?
I'm expecting the crowd to be on Littler's side because he's from Manchester. I think he'll get a better reception than he did last week. But I think for me, Robbie, I think the big thing that I want to see is Jan Van Veen playing better because I don't know if you guys agree, but I did feel a bit sorry for him last week because he was playing a bit like you and Rob. He was playing a bit like you, obviously you and Owen in the Friday Night League last week. He wasn't playing too well. I was watching him thinking, oh, for God's sake, he's not doing too well here. But Price was playing brilliant, but he was just slightly off it.
Listen, they can be as bad as me and Owen in the live league on Friday nights. Let me tell you, we fling up some absolute stinkers sometimes.
As long as I win a game, I don't mind.
You hardly do that anywhere.
I know. Honestly, I didn't even win last week.
It's alright, we've got this Friday as well, but it's alright.
I know. Can't wait to play
Um,
ball and get beat.
So do you start at did he start at 301?
no, we play 501s, mate. We play
Oh,
first to 3 501s each round.
and how many darts are you
Aye.
taking? 50?
No, aye, that cheeky bastard. No, it can be, to be fair, some of the players are really, really good in there.
Aye.
Aye,
One day
Aye.
Bob doesn't see them.
there's
Could
some
be I
phenomenal
could be
players.
they could be undercovering the next Scottish talent.
To be fair, there's a few that I think are going to go on today quite well in the Scottish dart scene, to be fair. But
Yeah.
I think we sometimes play alright dart legs, to be fair. Me and Owen, we've played each other a few
No, that's
times.
a day.
Owen
I
Hump,
thought
by the way.
that was pretty good.
Have you got a best leg you've done?
$14.
Have you?
Aye. Aye, the cheeky bastard hit it against me, I know.
Aye.
Did
Yes,
you?
We were, mate,
Yep.
I'm not joking. He averaged like 97 in the leg against me. Absolutely
Oh,
dismantled me, by the way.
I could
One-
have some serious dart players.
Actually,
Aye.
I might be getting a
Can
VIP. I might be getting a VIP down at the Alley Palace soon.
156 to start,
I know.
and then
Honestly, I
turn.
couldn't believe it.
No, actually, it was 156 to start, and then I had 2 turns to leave 145. Hit the trail with 20, missed the trail with 15. I was raging, actually, and then I managed to clean up 52. Actually, $14.
Mate, it's the biggest
Aye,
hump
brilliant.
I've ever took at the darts, and there's not. What am I meant to do about that? Like, that's look
Got a wee
like
secret?
Like,
That was good.
Don't- no,
Got a
I
wee
don't want a
secret?
wee secret. No.
C52 checkout. I normally go 20, double 16. I was trying to go 20 and I had the 12 by accident and I left the option and I still had it.
I will
Right.
love the wee scammy 12s or 18s on the dart
I
board.
know,
Just
man.
to make it worth it.
I
Aye,
can't make
honestly,
it.
Reagan, see if you were there, you would have been gutting yourself. There was nothing I could do. Every time he went out through, he was just
14
hitting everything.
darts, I didn't realise it was that good, but fair play, you on 14 darts.
I've
Cheers,
probably hit
mate. Actually,
I think I've hit a 15 darter or 16 darter
Aye.
before, but
I'll
No.
never do that again. My
I
best
know.
life for now will be a 40
I know.
average. A 40
That-
that.
that is your best leg ever.
I know.
And it was against
I
me,
know.
of course. I couldn't believe it. First game in the group as well, man. It just set a tempo. But
Honestly.
I know I couldn't. I could
Better
not
than some
believe it.
pros.
Literally, I
know.
was smiling the rest. I was smiling the rest of the night. I couldn't believe it.
Absolutely ruined my Dart League night. That, so thank you. But
No
no,
problem.
Premier League. Cheeky bastard. But Premier League this Thursday on in Manchester. It is really anyone's game at this point. I truly believe anybody can beat anybody, and I think it will reflect that in my predictions that I'll give you in a minute.
So I can't wait for that. Actually, know what? $9 happening Thursday.
Ooh, we cheeky
Oh,
nine.
Right.
That happening for you?
Well,
I think if the $9 is going to happen, I think it'll be in the Jan Van Veen Luke Littler match. Owen.
no, probably, definitely. That's
Both
they're,
players have
they're
the
the only
tempo.
two that seem it. But if you have if I had win $9, then I'm hitting 3 2 1s. So that's my $9.
Both players have the tempo. They hit a $9. I think they both play it reasonably
So is
good
Price, to be
paces.
fair.
Aye, but you feel Price is probably a bit slower than Van Veen and Littler, just because he does the
Aye.
wee backwards motion before he flings.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas Van Veen and Littler can just step up and pin darts. It's amazing to watch. So
No,
I think you may
definitely.
slightly tasty a $9 on one of these weeks coming. But lads, I want your predictions. I want who you think's going to win the night. He's a breakdown, Reagan. Who's going to take home the night in Manchester?
I think Michael Van Gerwen beats Stephen Bunting by 6 legs to 3. Then I think Price will beat Humphreys by 6 legs to 5. So I think it'll be Michael Van Gerwen and Price semi. Then I think it'll be Luke Littler 6, Jan Van Veen 4, and I'll go for Johnny Clayton 6, Josh Rock 2. So I'm going to go for a Johnny Clayton and who did I say?
Look,
Johnny. Aye. So I think it'll be a Johnny Clayton a Johnny Clayton win for me, Robbie.
Oh, Johnny Clinton to win the night.
I think he'll get back to winning ways.
I love it. I love it. Owen, what about you? Who's taking the Premier League night in Manchester?
It's a very tough one, actually. That few games here. Just saying, Regan, you said 6 to be Johnny Clayton last week, and it didn't really look, didn't it?
Oh no, aye.
Aye, well, me, you said him to win the night, and that didn't work.
I know. That's even not great at all. I think Van Galen does win. I think he'll win 6-3 as well. I think Humphreys is going to beat Price 6-5.
Oh,
Littler, I think he's going to win 6-2. I think Clayton will get back to winning ways as well. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think it's going to be 6-5 to Clayton. And then I think my winner's Van Gerwen for the night. Not to just be biased in that, because I've got him to win the full thing, right? But he is my winner.
sorry, Owen, just to be clear, you're going to let's say Van Gerwen to win every night for me to do a podcast for the next 3 years?
No. Hands down, definitely not. Actually, there's got to be a game in there, like probably at some point. I think he'll get beat, but as long as he wins the easy games, they finish done.
Easy games at Burton's averaging 105 every week right now.
I know.
I wouldn't classify that as easy.
Genuinely, it wouldn't surprise me if Bunting did beat Van Gerwen, but I just feel like because he's for Liverpool, Manchester, I think he'll get booed there, and I think Van Gerwen will beat him.
Forgot about that.
All right,
I forgot he's a Liverpool fan.
one of my predictions. I'm going to go Stephen Bunton to beat Michael Van Gerwen 6-5 in the last leg decider.
Oh, there you go.
They are 105 average. Can they keep happening, and they can't keep no winning? He's got to get a result at some point, and I think it will be in Manchester. I'm going to go Bunton to beat Van Gerwen. I'm going to go Gerwin Price to beat Luke Humphreys 6-4. I'm going to go Luke Littler to beat Gian Van Veen 6-2. And I'm going to go Johnny Clayton demolition job on Josh Rock 6-0 to defer it. And my night winner. I love when Reagan does that. And Man
Some
United,
of these predictions are wild.
and Man United winner is going to be the bullet. Stephen Bunton takes home trophy in Manchester,
Oh.
and I think he wins.
So, Robbie, do you think if Stephen Bunton wins the night, he could be back in the playoff contention, or you? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying here?
yeah, he's not a million miles away. I think Bunton could still
Yeah,
get
that's
in
it.
there. So I think a night when we give him the confidence that he needs. I'm gonna say Bunton will by the end of the Thursday night will be in contention for the playoffs again. Um, but that is some big predictions, boys. I've went
I
Bunton,
really hope you're
Owens,
around with that.
Owens went Van Gerwen, and Reagan has went Johnny Clayton the Ferret to get back to winning ways. Let us know your predictions, boys. Is there anything else you want to talk about before you finish up?
No, I just wanted to say that obviously, don't know if you guys seen it, but I seen that Stephen Bunton met Big Jurgen Klopp at the weekend with his son Toby. Did you see that, Robbie?
I did. If
No.
you could not ask for better motivation to go and win a Premier League night than meeting the best manager to ever do it at Liverpool.
Yep.
Ah, I love Jurgen
Yeah,
Klopp, man.
I
Love
know.
him. But
Boom.
aye, give me your predictions in the comments. Let us know who you think's going to win the Premier League. Let us know. But what's your predictions? Are you going Owens gun to the walls with Michael Van Gerwen? Are you going Reagan? Actually, Reagan, who do you think's going to win the Premier League? Actually,
Who do you think is going to win it?
was it Lutler? You said I can't even remember.
I'm probably going to be boring and say Luke Littler, but
Aye,
who do I want to win it? I want the two Welsh guys to win it.
me and you both. Me and you both. I'm also going with the Ferret to win the Premier League. Johnny Clayton on his return. So let us know who you think is going to win it. That's going to be an interesting conversation. Let me know what you think of Crystal Reyes in the comments as well, the Spaniard. Let us know what you make of James Wade's remarkable 1,000 game winning streak. Well, not winning streak, but 1,000 game wins in the PDC Pro Tour events. Let us know anything darts related. We will, as I said, Reagan has been working extremely hard behind the scenes trying to get some interviews set up. So we should be having some dart related guests on the show, hopefully soon enough. That'll be really exciting. I'm actually looking forward to that. Again, we will probably be doing some art related content over on the TikTok. We'll post that in the comments once the TikTok account's been made. I'll also put in Reagan's TikTok because I know he is going to be making darts related content. But
Yep.
lads, thank you for joining me again. It has been an absolute pleasure. And
Thank you very much, Robbie.
no problem. We will be back, of course, next week with another review and prediction show. Anything else at Brexit and the news of darts. We will keep you covered. And until next time. Goodbye. Owen, cheers for joining us as well. Nearly
No
forgot
problem,
about you
mate.
sitting there in the dark sun. But until next time, goodbye.